Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Halloween Ends, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's begin. Oh man, this is disappointing. I have had this channel when this last trilogy of Halloween has started, and so I review all of the films for this trilogy. And if you go back to the first one that was the remake, I was disappointed then because those of us that have watched all the Halloweens through all the years, to find that all those Halloweens was erased and they just started with they just kept the very first Halloween, excuse me. The very first Halloween was a disappointment in that one. So Halloween Kills came out last year in 2021. So that one was decent. The storyline, we was going with it. The killings was up. So we get to this one, Halloween Ends. This is the final, and I think Jamie Lee Curtis did come out and say she's never gonna play Laurie Strode again. So hopefully this is it. I hope this is it. I wouldn't want to see this someone looking for some money. Let's bring back the Michael Myers series again. Like, be done with it. Cap it off. Let's just get into the storylines. 4 years has passed since Michael did the last Halloween Kills. Laurie and her daughter Addison has trying to move on with life. They didn't move away from the town. They got a house together, and Laurie is in the process of writing a book. No one has seen Michael Myers. However, the movie starts off with a guy named Corey. He's babysitting this little kid. The little kid's parents are going out to, this is 2019 at this time. The parents are going out to a party, and he's watching a little kid. So he has some type of phobia with something. So the little kid is kind of off the chain, talking smack to him. He said, well we could play hide and seek until before your parents come home. And the little kid pretty much like, I'm not trying to be your friend, and just say some mean stuff to him. So he walk off in the kitchen, and there's a knife cutting some bread or a piece of cake or whatever that was. I think it was bread. And when he comes back, he hears a noise. The lamp's on the ground, the knife is missing, and the little kid, he hear, help me, or whatever. So he's going upstairs, and he's scared because he don't know what it is. He gets the knife. So when he gets up to the attic of the knife, now this house has like winding stairs, and they made sure the camera view showed these winding stairs when they first showed the inside of the house. He gets upstairs in the attic. The little kid dips out, slams the door, and start talking smack like, "Oh, the boogeyman's gonna get you. He's gonna get you," and laughing at him. And he start panicking, and so he went to kick the door. So right at that moment, he's kicking the door. He knows the kid is outside of the door. So the parents are on their way arriving home. Right when they arrive home, walk through the door, he finally kicks the door all the way through, hits the little kid, knocks the little kid over the balcony. Little kid, of course, die at that moment. So the parents is like, what did you do? So you find out, fast forward to present day, he got off on manslaughter, saying that he was a good kid and he didn't mean it. So it shows him working at his dad's garage. The people, they stayed in the same town. The people of the town look at him funny. So it was a moment, some high school kids is trying to, get some alcohol. So they see him. They ask him to get the alcohol. He doesn't, so they kind of bully him. And when they bullied him, he cut his hand. Laurie's seen it. She goes and defend him and took him to the hospital so that he could be bandaged up by her granddaughter Allison. So Allison took to him right away and kind of seeing who he was and his pain, and then she had her pain from the losses she took place. So that was the connection. So what happens is, uh, it shows this old homeless man, and he's underneath a bridge. But then it shows like this gutter tunnel, and it shows that, and it just so you already know Michael Myers must be down there, but nobody ain't seen him in 4 years. So Allison befriends Corey, take a liking to him, pretty much say you need to come out and party with me or whatever. He goes out and party with her, and he runs into the mom who son he killed, and the mom is frustrated and she's venting to him her frustration. And so what happens from there, he runs out and leaves Allison. Allison comes out, hey man, what you doing? And he frustrated, why you leave me? So he walks off. He runs into those kids again. So what happened when he ran into them, they was bullying him or whatever. Of course now they're high school kids, but he's an adult. Laurie had told him, stick up for yourself. So he flattened their tire. And so they caught him on a bridge. So you already know what's going to happen. They caught him on a bridge. They start bullying him again. And he started tussling with him. And they threw him over the bridge. Now, he landed and they thought they killed him. So all you see at that moment, he getting drugged into the tunnel. So he got drugged into the tunnel and he wakes up. Comes to and he walks off. And when he walks off, Michael grabbed him and started choking him or whatever. And when he started choking him, Michael got a chance to look into his eyes and seen his pain and his darkness, and Michael let him go. And so when he let him go, Michael, the old man, the homeless man, seen him when he came out of the tunnel, and pretty much was like, hey, I seen people going there and nobody come up. Why did he let you go? I want the mask. Go get the mask. And so the homeless man pulled out a knife, and then Corey stabbed the old man up. So he killed his, that was his first kill. And so at that moment, he pretty much ran off. And when Laurie was at the house, he showed up. Now he's looking for Allison, but when he showed up how Michael Myers show up, all weird looking. So when Laurie seen him from the window, he looked at real strange. She seen a different person. So he told Allison he apologized, and pretty much because she take a walk with him, and then she took a walk with him, and he said, I killed somebody. So you thinking he could talk about the homeless man he killed, but what he did was he was talking about, he brought her to the old house that the parents lived in, that who little kid he killed, and he brought her there. And he told her the story and everything. So he started to do this transition period of becoming Michael Myers and a copycat of Michael Myers. So then he was out at dinner with Allison, and it was a cop in the area in the neighborhood that she messed with. So he approached her. He's trying to get back with her. And when he found out who she was dealing with, he was making fun of Corey, and Corey pretty much stood up, and he had some energy for him. So she ended up driving off with Corey on a motorcycle, and he took her home. And when she was like, you want to come in? And he was like, night to night. So he drove off, and when he drove off, it's almost like he sensed that the cop was following him. But the cop wasn't in a uniform or anything. He was in his regular clothes. So he followed him underneath the bridge where the tunnel is. And so he parked his bike. The cop came down, following him, looking for him. He snuck up on the back of him. They started tussling a little bit, but then he ran into the tunnel. So the cop came with him after the tunnel. So when he came in there, Corey was like, show me. So he's looking at Corey, the cop is looking at Corey, and before he turned around, uh, Michael Myers was there, and then of course that's when the killing started. So they developed this weird bond, went on a little mini killing spree with each other. Uh, so Allison had a boss who she was trying to get a promotion for. She didn't get the promotion. Her friend got it because the friend was sleeping with the doctor in the office. And so what happened was Corey killed the doctor, and Michael Myers killed the friend that worked at the job. So then it just spiraled, and eventually Corey killed the four high school kids that was bullying him. He killed all of them. In the process of him killing them, one of the high school kids killed his dad. Michael Myers came and killed Corey's mom. So Corey killed about a total of about 6 people. Michael Myers killed a total of like 4. So at the end, Laurie was trying to tell Allison she seen the darkness in Corey, and Laurie had spoke to the father. So we seen the mother earlier, and now Laurie spoke to the father of the kid that Corey killed, and he told him pretty much his story was he was very just say, he understand it was an accident, and go up to Corey and told him he forgive him. But when he went to talk to Corey in the eyes was a different person, and he didn't even notice who he was. So when that was confirmation for Laurie to let him know he's going to the dark side. And so she tried to tell Allison wouldn't listen. So it made it look like Laurie was pretty much about to give it up. So she called the police station, said that she's want to report a suicide. So that's her way of calling the police to come in for backup. Meanwhile, it made it look like she killed herself, but she shot a pumpkin. And when Corey came in the door, he had Michael. So it was a moment where I forgot a moment. Corey went back to the tunnel, and pretty much it shows Michael was older, but when he killed, he gets stronger. So he roughed Michael up and took Michael's mask or whatever. So he got the mask, and that's when he went to finish his killing spree. So when he showed up to kill Laurie, of course she didn't kill herself, and she shot him twice. And then what happened was they had some talks, and she pretty much grabbed his head, pretty much told him, I try to, let you live, but you wouldn't. So of course, Corey had called Allison early in the day, pretty much said, your grandma want to kill me. And so Corey was pretty much saying, if nobody can't have Allison, if I can't have Allison, nobody will. And so what he did, he took the knife and he stabbed himself with the knife. And he know what that would do. That would frame Laurie when her granddaughter seen it. So the granddaughter came in, seen that pretty much Laurie had the knife or whatever, and she was frantic and whatever. Like, Allison, no, it's not what you think, pretty much. And Corey was bleeding out. Allison was hysterical and left and drove off. Now, as she was driving off, the old cop from Halloween Kills, he was trying to, he seen Laurie in the supermarket. He was trying to get with her. He called Allison pretty much, hey, is everything okay? Your grandma had called earlier saying it was a suicide attempt. So now that triggered her to say, hold up, she was going to commit suicide. What was he doing there? So that triggered her to go back. But meanwhile, by this time, Michael Myers had came in the house. And so the door was open, and Laurie pretty much knew Michael was there. She locked the door behind him. She walked in the kitchen. Michael seen her. He grabbed the mask, put the mask on. He grabbed the knife, and he walked in the kitchen. And so she put something in the microwave to distract Michael. When it distracted him, she came out of the cupboard fighting for her life, and they was fighting each other. So he was dogging her, And pretty much at that moment, she got the best of him. She was able to stab his both hands to her cupboard, and of course you knew he was going to break free of his hand being stabbed to the cupboard, and rose up and was killing her. And when uh, he went to try to choke her, Allison came to save her and broke his arm. And they just you at this moment, you like, it's over. Chop his head off, man. Chop his darn head off. But we seen that H2O, right? And we seen his head get chopped off, and they said that wasn't him. And nevertheless, so she slit his throat. All the cops came, and so they had this big thing where all the cars in the neighborhood followed Michael Myers. He was tied to Laurie's and Allison's car. They took him to the junkyard, and it was a crushing where the junkyard crushes cars or metal or anything like that. It kept showing that the whole movie, so they threw him in there, and he was squashed. And then Laurie finally finished her book, and the old cop came and dropped something off to her, and that was the end. So hopefully this is the end of Halloween Ends. I just broke it down because it was the last movie, but I could have really shortened this up. It was kind of disappointing. The storyline could have been better. Out of my 4-star rating system, I'm going to give this movie a 1.5 out of 4 stars. You can watch this movie. Don't go to the movie theater. Watch it on Peacock streaming service. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.